Eraj, we can start the session.
Yes, yes, yes.
Uh, Hi, good morning. Hi, good morning and good evening to everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Okay, sir. So we are starting that. No? So yeah, before that, I'll just start the recording. I think the recording is on already. Yeah. So guys, today we are going to have a detailed discussion on SAP ARIBA complete functionalities and what we are going to teach as part of this course going forward. And also we'll be discussing the capabilities of SAP ARIBA. Okay. And what are the documents we'll be sharing as part of this training and how the pattern of this training is going to be. So before that, I'd like to address very important thing here is like this training is basically designed for the participants who are looking to change their career in SAP Ariba industry. So this is a very serious kind of training because we are going to discuss each and every part of SAP Ariba in detail. Okay, it's not like kind of overview kind of training or just end user kind of training. This training is a consultant based training in which we'll be discussing all the project related scenarios relevant with the different topics which we are going to cover. And the topics which we are covering briefly, I'm going to say like majorly upstream, downstream, and integration. Apart from that, SLP sourcing part in sourcing, of course, is going to be part of upstream. We are going to discuss in detail supply chain collaboration, commerce automation, uh, then in the downstream, complete contracts, BNI, complete P2P process. Then we are going to discuss on um, Ariba guided buying and guided sourcing. So there is nothing we are going to leave here. We are going to discuss each and every aspect of SAP Ariba in detail. Apart from this one, this training is going to be a real-time project-based training, in which what happens is there is after the training, a lot of participants will feel the gap. In the sense like if some of you are already onboarded in any of SAP Ariba project, or some of you are trying to pursue the career in SAP Ariba, what happens is like you will not be able to crack the interviews, okay? Because a lot of questions will be asked which are more relevant with the real-time scenarios or business perspectives. So we are taking care of those aspects also during the training going forward. But in today's demo session, we are going to have an overall view of this one. So I really request every one of you to be, very attentive and don't go away from the screens because we'll be moving on different PPT systems. So, we are also showing the Ariba system, how the different functionalities are there. So request you to be very attentive, both listening as well as seeing your screen as well. Okay. A quick brief about Manoj, who is going to take this training for you guys. So Manoj is having more than 17 years of experience. He is a solution architect in SAP Ariba. He is basically completed procurement guy. He has done numerous implementation rollout projects as well, and he was involved in support projects. And apart from his professional experience, he is also a very good mentor. Okay, and in this, during this training and in today's session also, we really encourage everyone to ask any sort of questions relevant with the Ariba perspective. Okay, we really encourage every one of you to come up with all the questions. Don't think like a question is very small, like how I'm going to ask. So uh, please utilize your all the queries which you have, doubt, all those things. Utilize in this session to get it answered well. Okay, thank you so much, guys. So Manoj sir, over to you. You can start sharing your screen and continue.
Yeah. Thank you, Araj.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. So let's make this overview or this small demonstration as an interactive manner. So before I just wanted to I just start this demo. I wanted to know so everyone's work background, not in detail. So which domain you are into, and how many years of experience, and what is the intention? Because as far as I experienced, so the person who wanted to upskill, so maybe the senior professionals or mid-range or 2 3 years of experience, so they might be heard that Ariba is a vast scope, and they might be in their organization others may be working, or they may be some non-SAP background consultants, or the person who is working in SAP, so they might be seeing so many calls or so many notifications that demand in the market. So that those are all the attraction that pulls to learn. So other than that, I just wanted to you how you came to know this Ariba platform, and what was the most part that you wanted to learn Ariba. So it would be great if you could unmute yourself. If I ask you, you can start just giving small introduction about you. So let's start from the. Let me quickly share my screen. Okay, so today I will be giving high level overview and some real time project. So how I worked and what are the system we are going to use. So other than that, so mostly end-to-end Ariba cloud solutions I'm going to cover in this training session. So you will get a broad idea. So Ariba is kind of functional part. So functional consultant will work on Ariba, but if you know integration, BTP, CAG and all, you will be a techno-functional. So in the market now, it is quite demand on the techno-functionals. So here we are covering the techno-functional consultant role. So you will be good at functional area, cloud area. Also, you will be good at CAG and some important part in MMC also. So before with Ganesh, so hi Ganesh, and just give you.
Manoj sir, your voice is very distracting actually. Would you please?
Oh yes, 1 second. So now am I audible? Now is my voice clear?
Yes, much very clear, sir.
So let's start from Ganesh. So hi Ganesh, good evening. Am I audible, Ganesh? So I think your mic is not active. Okay, please check your mic and unmute, and let me go with Shahrukh. Hi Shahrukh, good evening.
Yeah, hi Manoj. Good evening. Yeah,
Yeah.
hi.
Yes, Shahrukh. So can you
Uh,
just brief about yourself?
yeah, myself, Mohammad Shahrukh. I've been working as a consultant in Deloitte USA
Mm-hmm.
as a Salesforce developer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I am looking to change my background into SAP Ariba because I'm not from the coding background from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a Salesforce support engineer, and then I turned into an administrator, and later on I was forced to go into the Salesforce developer domain. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm facing a little bit difficulties while as coding is not my part. I'm facing difficulties in the coding part. So I came to know that SAP Ariba is a very futuristic domain in the industry present. One of my relatives in the Gulf which who is working for around more than 15 to 20 years in SAP domain.
Mm-hmm.
Has He's in the managerial level right now. So he recommended me to transfer my career into SAP, and he told me that for at the present market, Ariba is very futuristic
Mm-hmm.
and have good opportunities in the market.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward um, uh, to come to know about this domain and what are
Yes.
these. Yeah,
So,
thank you,
exactly.
man.
Thanks for sharing, Sharuk. So, Ariba, definitely it will be a long-lasting. Like SAP will not betray that 6 million suppliers who connected in Ariba network. So, like in SRM they started shutdowning, and PIPO all already sunset. So, but Ariba will be like booming, and it will always like until the internet is there, Ariba will be there for B2B. Competitors are there, but they cannot reach out that much level what SAP is providing. Um, yeah, thanks, Shahrukh. And Ganesh, now are you able to unmute?
Yeah, hi Manoj, hi everyone. So I'm Ganesh Sakre. Currently, I'm working in Infosys as a SAP MM consultant. So in my project, means most of the company are moving towards the SAP Ariba. So that's why I decided to upskill myself into the SAP Ariba. So in my project also, most of the work is on the SAP Ariba in the procurement side.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
so that is the reason I decided to upskill
Okay.
into the SAP Ariba. Yeah,
Yeah, Ganesh. Yeah. So SAP MM is also a procurement tool that you are already working, but
yeah,
is Ariba is also SAP product, but that is cloud based. So they are giving more concentrations, and customers are liking. So this is not because of SAP product. Um, the manufacturing sectors or IT sectors, they like to utilize Ariba cloud. So even like the banking industries also, they started moving. So there was one implementation project in Standard Chartered Bank. Those started implementing Ariba. So hospitals, hospitalities, medical industries, pharma industries, agro-based industries, mining, and as Shahrukh said, in Middle East, all the refinery industries, they are all SAP partners, SAP customers. They were using, SAP built one module, SAP IS Oil. So these partners, they wanted to manage their indirect spend, and they're implementing Ariba. They're moving to Ariba. They're rolling out. So it's a huge demand in the market, and it will be same demand only. It will not get down like how MM is from since ECC and now HANA. So still it is growing. The same way they brought this, and they will still bring this module. Let's yeah. Thanks, Ganesh. Now
yeah,
we'll
yeah, yeah.
go Raghavendra. Hi, Raghavendra.
Hi Manoj, myself Raghavendra. I am working as SAP MM consultant from last
Mhm.
7 years. Now, just want to be frank, I want to relevant for at least 10 years in the IT. So I
Mm.
want to upskill to Ariba along
Yeah,
with my man.
yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Raghavendra. So both same you and Ganesh kind of MM background. So wanted to upskill, and
Yeah.
thank you. And hi, Tripati. Hi, Tripti.
Hi
Not sure.
Manoj. Hello everyone.
Yeah. Hi.
So I am working in EY in procurement transformation, and
Mm-hmm.
we provide solution to client in S2P and P2P domain. I have
Mm-hmm.
already worked in Coupa and SAP MM as an end user, but Coupa, yeah, as in techno commercial
Mm-hmm.
consultant.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel that I should know more tools in S2P and P2P domain. So that's why I decided to upgrade, myself. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I have joined this course.
Yeah. Thanks, Tripti. So you are already worked in competitor Coupa. But the problem is come
Yes,
because they don't have parent. Even some of my connects working in Coupa, I ask one question: Do you have parent? They don't have ERP. SAP have, like Ariba
yes,
has
yes,
parent, that is
yes. So
ERP. SAP.
yeah, when I worked in my last project, in fact, my current project is also Coupa, but that is not in P2P. That is category strategy implementation. And the earlier one, we actually integrated SAP ECC with the Coupa for all the master data transfer to Coupa.
Yes.
So
So yeah, they are also growing, but
yeah,
they don't have much market share, like unlike SAP. That is
yep.
the truth. So we have to accept the truth. So
Yes, yes.
and thanks, Tripti. And let me go with Manoj. Hi, Manoj.
Yeah, hi Manoj. Hi, hello everyone. Good evening. So
Good
yeah,
evening.
Manoj, I do have a 4 years of SAP S/4HANA MM, later
Mhm.
2 years of SRM, and from last 1.5 years, I'm working in ARIBA guided by CIG in Infosys. Okay,
Mhm.
so just I want to go in deep and dive like a MM. Okay, so in
Oh,
ARIBA CIG guided by P2P. Okay, I'm working
yes.
actually in CIG level, but
Mhm.
I need to to be clear with you that I would like to interesting in this, the configurational parts. Okay, need to
Yes,
know the
yes.
configurations in the site.
Yeah.
That is
Yes, yes.
related with SLP, something contracted. I'm working all those models actually, but need
Mhm.
to go like a M, which I did in 2017, like a training. Okay, one by one topics like that's why.
Mhm. Yeah. Thanks, Manoj. So we will be covering like that. So the first part basics, and second part understanding, and the third part functionality, and then the fourth one building the product, and the fifth one how we connect the systems. Actually, how do we connect the systems? How Ariba is communicating with ERP? Let's see one by one. And um, yeah, and since you are worked in SRM, you know that most of the SRM are moved to Ariba. Even in my organization, there is one project called Pharma-based industry, Freshness. So Freshness,
Mhm.
they were using SRM earlier, and they are moving to Ariba. So integrating
Yeah.
uh, all the
Mhm.
transitions into Ariba. Most of the SRM process are moving to Ariba only, as far as I
Right,
know.
right. I'm working in Novartis, huh, Manoj, by the way.
Mhm. Okay, yeah, thank you, Manoj. And hi, Anand.
Manoj,
Yeah, hi, Pavan. Yeah.
Manoj,
Let me.
actually, my question is that how this Ariba is handling the customization. For example, when we are working in the HANA, like what or ECC,
Mhm.
so from the functional perspective, we'll be having the, if anything like field and if anything logic need to be given to the technical, right? So we will give the table and field, right? So in
Mhm.
the same way, how it is Ariba. Suppose if any go for any customization and all, so how actually it is built in the Ariba.
It is purely lot of it is completely taken care by SAP. Okay, so I'll show you those things how customization part work. So I'll show you. So let's get others introduced so that because I need to understand if I start with the basics like in the demo itself. So I'll give you answer for this. How there is a
Okay, thank you.
customization. So how the table and how we are mapping those data, how the fields are customized. So what is the difference between MM and Ariba? So what part who is working? I'll give you one by one. We'll discuss this after a discussion. I'll give you a short demo, and until or unless if I'm not clearing this your queries, all of your queries, so we will be continuing. Let's see. And now I'll next is Anand. Uh,
Yeah.
Hi Anand.
Hi, Manoj.
Yeah. Hi.
Okay. Interesting to see others comment.
Yeah.
Lot many learnings we get from others also.
Yes.
And thanks for giving opportunity to introduce and to understand from which background we are coming, so that you can much better align with our understanding.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm working in Hackett Group, uh, and in Hackett Group, I'm working into strategic procurement side.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have to explain more relevant ways. So you might have heard about the Gardner analysis. So basically, Gardner,
Partner.
yes,
Yeah.
Gardner, they do
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
industry analysis. After that, they do competitive analysis vendor-wise, who are
Mm-hmm.
major players in the given space.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly, Hackett does. Hackett also do the industry analysis. Later on, we do competitive analysis vendor-wise.
Mm-hmm.
So by doing this strategic and this competitive analysis, we get to know in procurement uh, which vendor uh, is having what capability. So,
Mm-hmm.
by working with these process, I got to know S2P, uh,
Mm-hmm.
entire S2P process and each and
Mm-hmm.
every stages.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a more kind of a strategy side, but I really want to deep dive into SAP Ariba just to uh, absorb lot many content in much more practical way,
Mm-hmm.
uh, understand the implementation, configuration, and some other parts which I might not be covering.
Mm-hmm.
But in real time, I want to be consultant for the SAP Ariba,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that the basics are clear, but in the practical way how uh, we uh, we go with client when we do implementation. So that part, it is missing. So I want
Mm-hmm.
to shift my career from strategy to implementation side.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks, Anand. So, for you, you need to give some input more about the product side. So, let's see. Yeah. Thank you, Anand.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. And next, Yashwant. Hi, Yashwant.
Yeah, hi Manoj.
Yeah. Hi.
Myself, Ekmant, and I'm having 45 years of experience as a SAP MM consultant.
Mm-hmm.
So to update myself, I have chosen this SAP MM.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So, you are already working in MM and you wanted to upskill Ariba Cloud.
Currently, I'm looking for job change.
Uh-huh.
I want to
Okay.
change my domain into SAP MM.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 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 Yeah. Thanks. Thanks,
Thank
Yashwant.
you.
Thank you. And hi, Venkat.
Hi Manoj, Venkatesh this side.
Yeah.
So I'm a working professional with 2 years of experience in SAP Ariba.
Mm-hmm.
So majorly these 2 years of experience in upstream and SLPs.
Mm-hmm.
So my expected outcome from these courses is from custom integrations in Ariba,
Mm-hmm.
and I never got a chance to work on downstream.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So my expected outcomes will be on downstream as well as custom integrations with since we are dealing with baseware.
Mm-hmm.
So I need custom integrations in Ariba. Like these are the outcomes.
Okay. About custom mapping and how we are
Yeah,
integrating
yeah,
from
yeah,
CA,
yeah, exactly.
especially custom mapping.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay. Yeah. We'll see that. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Thank you.
yeah. Thanks, Venkat. And hi, Himaja. Himaja, can you please unmute yourself and just give about your introduction? Himaja Shastri. Okay. Let me go for the next. Hi, Krishna. Hi, Krishna Prasad.
Hi, Manoj.
Hi. So yes,
Yeah,
Krishna.
yeah, myself, I'm Krishna. I'm currently working as a solution architect for one of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
I have some 15 plus years of an experience working in different modules, SDMM, PP,
Mm-hmm.
and we are also having an indirect purchasing downstream using Esker, and it's not an Ariba.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I want to upskill my career to the SAP Ariba because as a solution architect,
Mm-hmm.
if one needs to have a few further opportunities, everyone is asking a combination of an Ariba with all the modules.
Yes.
That's the reason I'm looking for an SAP Ariba.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Krishna. Yeah, we will look that. So, like as you said in the market, if you have plus Ariba, plus Ariba plus CAG, and additional core modules. So
Mm.
now, like if you have more than 10, 15 years of experience, so the expectation is the broad. Even some clients are asking competitor tool knowledge, not at least experience knowledge. So how we are differentiating between among them like that. Um,
Yeah.
yes, let's learn Ariba. Yeah, thank you, Krishna. And I think Himaja rejoined. Hi, Himaja.
Yeah, hi Manoj. Sorry, I had some mic
No
issue.
problem.
Yeah. Hi, actually, I'm working in TCS.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm into SAP MM from 4 years, but I had a maternity break from almost 3 years. So I have
Mm-hmm.
rejoined and I want to upskill my skill set. So yeah, I want, and one of my relatives suggested about Ariba. So I want to just, yeah, look how things will work for me.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, Himaja. And
yeah, thank you.
and hi, Pavan. So, Pavan, please unmute and just give your introduction. I'm not sure. Okay. And the last, Dinesh. Hi, Dinesh.
Yeah, hi Manoj. I have 2+ years of experience in procurement and supply chain management. I'm currently working in Cognizant Technology Solutions, and
Mhm.
I do have some knowledge in SAP MM, and I wanted to upgrade to SAP Ariba.
Okay. Okay. So you're working as a buyer or procurement
Yes,
operation. Okay.
buyer.
Okay. Okay. Which category?
It's direct materials in engine components.
Okay. 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 Direct procurement. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
Dinesh. Thank you. So here we mostly use Ariba for indirect procurement, and also we use for product sourcing in direct procurement. Let's see all those. And thanks, Dinesh. And about Pavan, are you able to
Thanks.
unmute? Do you have some issues in the mic? Okay, let's start. Um, a brief introduction and about Ariba. Before that, I just wanted to share what I'm working and about myself. So I read sir already given the introduction. So now let me quickly present my client system. So where and all I'm working, and then uh, I'll give a small presentation what I prepared. Okay. So let me share my screen. Just 1 second, and let me know if you're able to see my screen. Uh, are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah, we are
Yeah.
able to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So right now I'm working in the client called LDC Business. They are operating around 80 plus countries, and they are using S4 system and Ariba Cloud system and Power BI and also SAP DataSphere, and also they are using Fiori applications and multiple business process. So this client LDC, they were manufacturing some agro-based products, and also they are selling, and they are also manufacturing biofuels. So this is something agro-based industry. And earlier I worked on telecommunication industries and automotive industries. So I worked on end-to-end SAP Ariba module as well as S4 HANA system and also ECC, and not part of much MM. So only I know in S4 side tables and configurations, integrations, and which is completely related to Ariba specific. Okay, so what are all the system we are going to work? So you all already know about Ariba. So I think except Dinesh also know, but and um, one more person who came from technical. So I think except you both, everyone know the system. So let's see. But I'll just show the system first, and I'll present the PPT what I prepared. So the first system S4, which is the heart and source of all the data. So this is S4 system where I'm working. So we have multiple clients, and here let me connect some systems. So in S4, we have so many tiers, multiple clients. We have multiple clients and client systems, and then multiple tiers like sandbox, quality, dev, and then prod. Okay, why I'm here iterating? Because I'm going to show you two-tier system, that is our ARIBA. Let's see for that. So this is S4 system where I've been using and I'm working here. So what are the area I'm going to work and what are the area I'm going to show you in S4? The main is customization, which is how this source is connected to the target, any area. It is something, any system. But here we are going to see the integration with other components, any other SAP components. So here we are going to look this CAG. So how this S4 system is connected with um, CAG and how both are communicating. So what are all the prerequisites we have to do? So what are all the cross-functional team we closely work with? So to define any connections or to customize something or to map something. So we work with basis team, we work with ABAP team, and also we work with MM team for PO number configuration and vendor number account group configurations, and there are other configurations and some WBS mapping or accounting elements mapping, any map, company code and plant mapping issues or whatever it may be. So we closely work with the FICO team also. So um, we connect this ERP into cloud. Okay. So this is our ERP. The main area we configure the system, Ariba system, in through CAG. So CAG is a middleware which is SAP product only. This is not sourced from outside. This is also SAP product integration tool which helps to communicate both the system on premise and on cloud. So we call this system as on premise. So here we are going to learn the network integration and then upstream sourcing integration and downstream procurement integration. Okay, we will see what is upstream, what is downstream. And again, I say, as I said, heart and source, everything from S4. So all the master data, how master data has been integrated uh, from S4 to Ariba. So cross application, common master data between upstream and downstream. For example, company code or material or plant, and specific to only buying system. You're going to bill account category, asset, specific BP, downstream suppliers, currency conversion. This is specific to downstream, and sourcing specific, Incoterm, material master. So how these master data are being integrated and how the function is being integrated, what are the interface setup we work. So this is one area we will look in SPRO. And other than that, I'll show you. So most of you guys might have worked with ABAPers. So in ABAP, we will be able to see the interfaces, how the interfaces are being so for example, you might have the experience. So all you guys, some of you guys worked in so if there is one interface is not working, so ABAPers will sit by searching the namespaces. They will do the breakpoints. So how do they connect the breakpoints? So what are all the Ariba CAG add-on? So how this standard interface works? So these things I'll be showing. Um, so I'll just give a heads up on this. This is one more transaction, and we all know error monitoring. So how do we? The main part is configuring the connections and connect both the systems and test the systems, handle the errors. So how do we handle the error? So how do we troubleshoot? So I'll just show you those. So so there is one error monitoring, which is main. Everyone know this application interface error monitoring tool, and there are another web services error monitoring, SRT moni. So SRT monitoring, web services message monitoring tool, and program execution. So many types of programs we have. So here program means not coding. So master data or any other data. So we have a standard program. So how do we export the programs? Like for example, ARBCAG underscore master data export. So this is one standard program. So how do we export the master data required for on demand? On demand application means ARIBA. So how do we do this? So uh, which solution you are going to send the master data, types of load, and which system you are going to send, and what are all the master data. So these things we will be looking into. So before we export the master data, what are all the configurations we have to do in SPRO? That is one thing. And we everyone might be curious to know how these legacy data are connected. So if customer purchase Ariba procurement software or sourcing, so they wanted to move first their all old data, which is existing suppliers or existing sourcing project or contracts, legacy contracts or purchase orders. So how do we move those master data and transactional data? So that we will look. I think somebody raised the hand. Um, Anand, yes, Anand, you want to ask something?
Yes, Manoj.
Yeah.
Actually, you were answering my question,
Mhm.
but let me put to my question.
Mhm.
I just want to understand what is the difference between, or what is the exact meaning of the configuration and implementation and integration of SAP Ariba end-to-end module.
Mm, implementation in the sense, in general, any project, if we take any project, for example, in Chennai, there is a new airport project. Okay, greenfield implementation, new greenfield implementation. That place they don't have airport. Okay, they are going to construct new airport. Central government has announced that they are going to construct new airport, greenfield. So greenfield implementation means something, nothing is there earlier. They're going to construct newly. You want to construct a new house in a barren land, like you are going to start constructing. Nothing is there. You are going to construct newly. That is something greenfield implementation. You are going to construct. Okay. Brownfield in the sense you already constructed one house. You are going to extend maybe one more floor or one more portion, horizontal or vertical, whatever. So you have a system, so you have a house, you are going to extend it. So you are using Ariba in APAC region. You are going to move into EMEA rollout, something. This is rollout process, or we call them brownfield. That is implementation. And configuration in the sense technical part, how you are going to connect the system, what are all the measures you are going to take. So how you are controlling the procurement process. So where buyer needs to do, that is mandate, where buyer should not do, and where system should pop up some errors or warnings. So those things, setting up the system according to the client procurement policy. That is something we do. We use the word called configuration, configuring commodity code, setting up the systems. So implementation in the sense, we are working on one project where customer is not at all used Ariba. I'm working for that implementation project to implement Ariba to their environment. We are replacing one system and we are newly developing one system for the customer. I
Okay.
got it right? What is implementation?
Yes, Manoj, yes. Yes,
Configuration.
yes. So are we going to cover all these in this program?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
So here I'll be teaching you how to construct the house. If you know how to construct the house, you'll be able to easily maintain the house. So I do not. So to be honest, I do not teach you bits and pieces. That is maintenance work. Okay. So if you know end to end, you will be able to maintain it. So
Correct.
my the teaching will be how do we implement. So how do we understand the client requirement and how we approach, and if somewhere we stuck, where do we get the help? Only SAP only. So how do we seek the help? What are the reference document we need to view? So how do you explore for one small development? That kind of things I'm going to share you from the basic. So we
Okay.
have 45 hours timing. So we will be covering one by one, step by step from the base.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand. And here the program code I just showed you, SA38. And here automation. Automation is one part we all know. So how do we schedule the background job with the help of basis in SM36 to define the background job, and SM37 to monitor the background job whether it is successful or not. Okay. And the most important thing, so you all consultant know this data storing in table. So you might be aware vendor table LFA1, LFM1, LFN1, T001, T002. So those type of Mara, those type of tables you might know. So just to see how Ariba table, ARBCAG underscore field map. So what is this table? So how we get that data in this table, and ARBCAG TWAV. So what is this table? So you might not explore this. So this table specific to Ariba and ARBCAG auth palm. Okay, PHEAM. So there is one more table. Okay, so how do we see those type of tables? So we will look into the some important tables specific to Ariba. Okay, and after that table view. So data integration from S4 to Ariba, and SPRO configuration, and functionalities also. Some functionalities. So what is the difference? So here we call the term called business partner. The same we use the term in Ariba supplier, but both will be integrated only. Okay, so how do we view those things? So for example, if I log in my client system, so this is my Ariba cloud. Okay, so here we use term called supplier, but here we use term called business partner. But how these suppliers are being integrated, and what are all the measures we are going to talk to, we are going to take to integrate the vendors or business partners. So what are all the prerequisites? So these things we will be covering. So this is S4 system, just we have seen now. And now let me go to cloud. So this is cloud system. I'll just share my screen in my personal PC because I wanted to go for the presentations. I'll share the screen now. Okay, this is another desktop. Now there are many cloud in Ariba, not only upstream and downstream. This is one type of cloud system, Ariba upstream, where we log in. And other than that, network, Ariba network, SAP business network. So we call them service.ariba.com. Okay, this is something where 6 million suppliers trusted this network from years. Not it is not built in an like 1 year or 1 day like that. So this is something on trust basis. Because of that trust, SAP is giving so much research and developments and giving so many upgrades and in the recent releases. So wherein buyers also being connected in buyer network and suppliers are connected in the supplier network. Okay. We will see. So one is Ariba Cloud and another one is network and CAG add-on we have seen and other one is CAG Cloud tool. Okay. Sign in. So in this cloud, what are all the configurations we are going to do? So now you guys are already know and aware data are stored in S4 in IDOC format, sorry, in IDOC and table format, and SAP read the data in IDOC format. And what about Ariba? So in Ariba, the data will be stored in uh, two, three different formats, but most of the data will be stored in CSV format. So CSV is something comma separated values. So all the data, whether user created data or default data or integrated data, everything will be stored in comma separated value, CSV format. This is one format. And another one is JSON format. So you might be aware about this JSON, JavaScript Object Notification. I'm not exactly sure JavaScript or Java system. So in the JSON format, the data whatever customized by the client, okay, it will be stored in this intelligent and configuration manager. So these custom fields have been stored in JSON format. Suppose if I wanted to see some custom fields, okay, um, any custom data, for example I wanted to see sourcing project custom data. So whatever field here, if I'm creating sourcing project, just I'm showing, if I'm creating the sourcing project, this field and this data type and the field label name and field property, these data are stored in JSON format. So here if I download the data, the field data, it will be in the JSON format. Okay, we don't read that much by hardcore, like we should just know. So we will be able to understand. So we don't read all the codings and all here. So we'll just see customized field. What are the field customized? So what are the field we have been created for the custom activities? So how these field have been customized? We are not creating this. So I think in the beginning, Pavan, I think he asked the question. So in S4 we are customizing with Abapus. So how you guys are customizing? So we are customizing the field like this by using this instruction. The header field data collection template collect all the relevant data and config options that are needed to create the custom field within that customer site. So here SAP is developed the tool Ariba with all the industry specific data. So we all know SAP will not develop only by using the developers with the written commands. They will sit, the industry specific experts sit on their head and they will give the best practice and the best approach and best field to be designed. Based on that, the SAP product itself, the Ariba itself designed. But still, if you want to go for more customization, they'll not allow you to customize on yourself. You should request. If I want, other than this standard header field, if you want to go for custom field for sourcing or contract or supplier performance management. So supplier management, you can customize it in the template level, but supplier performance management in the header level, you need to check with the SAP to customize and what type of pick list value and what are the translations we needed. So pick list value means how the data is being picked in the system. So here if I choose some data, how it is being picked. So there are two types of values, static and dynamic. So static values, as a consultant, we can do it in enumeration. So dynamic value is something flex master data. So I'm just giving high level. we'll discuss what is FlexMaster, what is enumeration, what is static and dynamic and all. So this field, how it is designed. Okay, so how we work closely with the client to understand the legacy process and to understand the gaps, what is the gaps between the legacy process to our Ariba standard process. So for that, we use SAP for me. So now I showed you Ariba Cloud, and then yeah, I wanted to show you the integration tool. Manage admin. If you go to admin in this integration manager, how do we connect this cloud system? Cloud system is somewhere. See here, I'm able to log in from my personal PC, but I cannot bring SAP system to my personal PC. So you, wherever you have user ID and password and this login link, you will be able to connect wherever. Even you, if you have a mobile, you can connect in the application. We have a mobile application also. Okay. So this is the integration tool, integration.ariba.com. So here we set the system. So we connect this Ariba cloud and we connect the business network with S4 system. So integration, the direct definition of integration is something communication of two channels. So there will be one direction, one source, opposite direction, one target, vice versa. So CAG will help to communicate. If both read same language, we don't need mediator. You don't know one language, and I don't know your language, you don't know my language. Then the communicator needed. So SAP read in IDOC method. So the data will be read in IDOC, and Ariba read the data in XML format. So whatever data we store, the data will be in XML format. So what CAG plays a role to convert this XML into IDOC, IDOC to XML, vice versa. So it is a, that is why they, I don't know how these SAP people think to keep the name Cloud Integration Gateway. So it help, the gateway helps to convert the data from one system to other system. And the interesting fact here is whatever definition they are giving, any word, okay, it will have a straight meaning and straight application forward, mostly straightforward. So you don't need to go and analyze what it is in the background. If they say something, intelligent configuration manager. So in the smart way, in this, how do you configure your system? What are the functions and features? What are the parameters we have? So most of the terms, it is common words. There is no that very broad technical method. Every word, the person who know the supply chain process able to understand easily. Other than that, Ariba Cloud CAG, Intelligent and Configuration Manager for customization. And here, I'm not sure SAP system how it is being support for the other languages. But if you see in China, the domination, they don't even they do even type their emails in Chinese. Okay, how do they look this? For Brazil, their uh, search, the web engine itself have a default their own language. Okay, for that also Ariba is providing nearly 20 plus language supports. Okay, if you configure it, so for example in my project, French, Portuguese, Spanish and Chinese, English and German, and now probably in couple of months Japanese. So rollout is going on. So if you set this language format, language selection, default is English. If you set this French, and if you're creating one user French, and if their user browser language is also in French, they can read all the data in French, all the options. So those benefits also providing by Ariba. And as I said, it is already designed by expert. So they will provide you some customization in self-service and others will be controlled by SAP. We all know in S4 system also, if we want to enable one feature, SAP will provide you one implementation note, S note something. So ABAPers have to implement that note, maybe in S note T code. I'm not exactly sure. So the same way here, if you need some customization in the process flow, which is highly sensitive, SAP permission needed, so we will contact SAP. So how do you approach SAP? How do you contact SAP? That is SAP for me. So most of you guys know that SAP for me. So if I go to SAP for me, sign in. So if you work in SAP project, any implementation project, your client will be sharing you the S user credential. So S user you will get it if you're working on the particular project. So P user you can create it on your own, but there are some restrictions and limitations between public user and the person who works in the project. So here let me log in my S user. The sign in. So this is my S user credential. So here you will get the best practice scenario. Okay, whatever is the best practices. So recently SAP have given the roadmap and process navigator in ALM. So here you will get the best process, SAP Signavio Process Navigator, get insights into SAP's process portfolio and leverage related process implementation guide. This is process implementation guide. So if you don't know what is the best practice, you can go here and you will be able to get the best practice flow and the solution package. So we have nearly 200 plus solution process and solution packages, 200 plus solution scenario and 3000 solution process. So here I wanted to search my Ariba. Here you will get it Ariba invoicing, sourcing, contract, P2R and risk module, spend analysis, guided buying, procurement, planning, and supply chain. Supplier life cycle performance, SLP. So for example, here I wanted to see um, SLP. Let me open SLP. If I want to know the best practice flow on SLP, so in this package, I'll be able to see the process flow, the best practice flow. So here I wanted to see how supplier request best practice flow. I can look it here and it will be downloadable only for S users. I'm not sure whether P user get this services and support and this scenario. So if you download it, you will use this as a reference when you present into the client the best practice flow. And if you need to customize something, you may work on the some maybe you will use solution manager to draw this flow chart. So every organizations they will have um, that's all about the solutions, the area that you wanted to work. And if you don't know something after, like if you want to need some help from the SAP, we may contact SAP to raise a case. So we will create a case. We will search the articles, knowledge base articles. Um, so these are all the tool in summary. So how do we approach this tool? So before approaching the tool, how do we get to understand the process? That is from the standard workbook. So this is something example of requirement gathering workbook for sourcing where I worked in the project. Okay, this is one. So like how you gather the requirement from the customer point. So customer will provide. This is what I need. And other than that, for example, if I say field customization, just now I have shown. So what are all the custom field available? So this is my present project. So how the format will be and what the data will be, including every data you will have to prepare like this. Okay. So we prepare the data custom field and then we will provide it to SAP. This is just a template, custom header field data collection template. We gather the data and we discuss with SAP and even we include the business BPO, business process owner or the product owner, and we customize this. These are all in the implementation level. So this is the customization template. So how the custom data will be. So the project where I am working, this is the custom data. Suppose if I want to create one sourcing project or sourcing request, so how these fields are customized. Okay, this is already defined. So how it is defined? The background is from this gathering book, and after that, for downstream, if I want to say downstream, this is end-to-end downstream for P2P, starting from the scratch. So how do we do the realm setup? So what are the realm and what are the environment we are going to use, and then P2R activity, downstream suppliers, and then PR activity, PR approval flow. So how do we gather the information from these stakeholders about this approval process flow in depth, and how do we develop that approvals, and then accounting, what are the master data, necessary master data, and then GR activity and service procurement, and then contract compliance. This is contract management, contract compliance, and then guided buying specific, and then so how do you want to customize their guided buying, and then catalog. So how do we customize the catalog fields? Then users, user preference, and then parameters which we are going to use. Then field customization. So here field customization is something different. Okay, so here we will use the field customization. So for requisition, and then purchase order, and then invoice reconciliation, we use same field, but the customization is simple: visible, required, editable, how the data is entered, free text or auto populate, and how it is being defaulted, and how it is being validated, and whether do you need to validate that field. So like this, we go for the field customization. Okay, and then this is completely for downstream. So other than that, um, commerce automation. So commerce automation is something a mixed of cloud and ERP. So the function will be done in S4. So PR will be created in S4 and integrated or manually entered in ARIBA cloud, and again integrate back to S4. That is something collaboration. For example, here, if I want to show some example, so that one I'll show in, so not now, so you will not get to know. Um, so this is something, the tool which you are going to work, and the area which, so you might be curious to know this. So that is the reason, because most of you guys, 80% are experienced. Uh, so you might be curious to know. So everybody start asking this question. Because of that, I have given the before going for the presentation, I have given the high level overview. Um, so anybody have any questions in this? What are the areas? So I have given all the inputs. So one person, he worked in Ariba, so he is in upstream. So he wanted to learn custom mapping. So how the mapping will be. So there are some 18 functions. So how do we do the mapping? So those things also, I'll share that as a functional guy. So how do we map this one field to another field, and how do we test that mapping? Okay, so just last thing I wanted to. So for example, the code is being integrated to S4 to Ariba. So I wanted to create a mapping. So how do I create a mapping? So from one header field or line item field. So this is CXML message. This side is IDOC data. So how do we map the documents from one system to other system? Suppose I wanted to map document category in header field. So here under message, quote message, and quote message header, not in header, 1 second. Yeah, in this header info, org ID, and here ID reference. I want to map this ID reference to this status field. This is S4 field. This is Ariba field. So how do we reference? What are the functions? We have nearly 18 functions to, I mean 18 formula. You need to know this formula. So how do we use this formula, conditions or translations? So whatever it may be. So what is the menu path? So what is the source and target? Okay, let's say for example we have mapped this field. So how many system IDs we mapped and how the mapping will be. So this is something completely advanced. Out of 1,000, I'm assuring 10% only know this, because this is technical person will not know the functionality and they don't want intend to know this functionality, and functional person will not get opportunity to learn this technical area. So here I'm going to teach this. So from my experience, whatever I worked and whatever I'm presently working. Okay. After that, how do we test this mapping? Just for short example, so for example I wanted to test, so where do you get the source from the standard transaction tracker and find the document and reprocessing, and then testing them whether the mapping whatever I designed is it working or not. And the value for the technical thing, the table, from the table we will get the technical value from SAP, and ARIBA value, header field value, we will get it from ARIBA, and then we map. So here we test the mapping. For example, if I wanted to test the mapping, so I need to search the source document wherever the source document is. And after that, once I have found the source document, I need to um, paste that document, and then I have to start mapping the um, messages. So it will give you the result. Whatever mapping have done, it will show the result whether mapping is working successful or not. And checking the connectivities. So how do we build the connectivity? Some from the basics. This is one area, CAG. This is one area, Ariba upstream and downstream with this intelligent configuration manager. And this is another part for Ariba network and S4. This all combined. So you guys might have asked one question. So you mean these all work at one person? Not like that. You should know all, but you may be allocated to work on one area. For example, if you want to work as a 15-year experienced guy, a technical architect, okay, more than 15 years. So this is one job description. Okay, from Bangalore, this one is there is one telecommunication client. So they wanted minimum 10 years experience, maximum 15 years experience, and mandatory skill Ariba S4 HANA. Okay, and the JD will be simple, like you should know Ariba and integrations, monitor, deploy the interfaces between Ariba and S4 HANA. So this is something 15 years of experience that we are going to see here. And Ariba side, buying and invoicing solution, only for buying and invoicing. So they are not expecting end to end, whatever I have shown you. And there is one more job description for the same client. This is something 8 to 10 years of experience. Mandatory skills only Ariba. You should know buying and invoicing, and then managing the tiles in guided buying, catalog management, and downstream configuration and process flow. Functionality, all this functionalities only. And if you have integration knowledge, that will be value added. And we all know this agile methodology, working with the Scrum team, effort estimation. So how Scrum Masters sit with us, so prepare the works. So that is something other than process. So you see this just Ariba cloud experience and buying and invoicing, including guided buying, and then guided buying activities. That's all. This is the roles. So you may be placed to work on one area, but um, you should know all. So here we are not targeting only one area. So we are targeting all, not only upstream, not only downstream, not only CAG or S4. So we will be covering end to end. So those brochures will be shared to you guys by Irad sir or Sana. Um, so that's all from the system high level point of view. Anybody wants to ask any questions, you can free to ask. I think someone raised the hand. Sorry, I did not notice. Oh, four members.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll
I'm
one by one. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Anand. Yes, Anand. You want to ask something?
Hi. Yes, Manoj. I have very basic question.
Yeah.
I believe, uh, I mean, whatever application you showcased us,
Mm.
that is a real-time ARIBA system access, right?
Yes. Yes.
So we will be practicing in uh,
Test system.
demo software.
Test
So
system. Yeah, test system. You will get it test
yes,
system,
yes,
except
yes.
on premise. You will get the test
Mhm.
system, and there is no change in that environment. Let me show you the
Okay.
test system. So you will not get the changes in the environment. So both are
Right.
same only.
So I was wondering when you were showing us that the best practices of process flow, uh,
Mm-hmm.
what SAP Ariba have now.
Mm-hmm.
So will we have that best practices details in our test software also.
Yes, yes. You will not get the details. I'll give you the content. So you need to practice on that. So instead of working some best practices or other uh, activities, we will take the project, whatever I work. So you know how
To
people
answer
give
it,
a take.
yeah, to answer it in a very precise way, Anand, you see, the test system which you are giving is a replica of the real-time system because there is no point you are doing the practice on the test system, and once you are going in the real-time environment, everything is different. No, no such thing is going to be. Okay, so there are some little things. Just if you are, relating with the cricket, for example, if you are, practicing your cricket in the, local home pitch and suddenly you are go for for international matches in Australian pitch if you are playing, so there won't be any difference between the rules and regulations or any other things, but there will be some differences in the pitch environment. That's what I can say. But here in case of Ariba test system and Ariba real-time system, there is no much differences are going to be. So some of the customizations are going to be there with respect to the company perspective, but 95% of the things are going to be the same. And when you're talking about Signa view is very much specific. I mean, like how the process flows, or I can say how this you're going to understand the best practices and all. That is relevant with the S users. So if you are onboarded in the project, then only you are going to get that particular access. Otherwise, you are not going to get it. But to make the things more seamless here, what we are going to do, we have already downloaded most of the best practices. All the documentations are there, everything is there. So the thing is like you will be getting a lot of documentations, project documentations in a drive. So you don't feel any difference here. Okay, the whole idea of this training is like to make you guys prepared for the real-time projects. You can crack the interviews, you can talk in a very better way, so that you'll feel your interviewer can feel like, oh, you already have a working experience in that one. So like that level we are planned to train you in all the aspects. Yeah, sorry Manoj sir, you can continue.
Yes. Thanks, Raj. I hope it is clear, Anand.
Yes, yes, Manoj. It was clear and thanks, Siraj. Uh, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome Anand.
And, yeah. And Pavan, so you may have so many questions. You are into supply chain, so you will get to know this. So from the beginning, from the basics, just you need to give some small input. That's all. Yeah, Pavan. Pavan, you there? You raised your hand. Okay. Yes, Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah, total how many classes to cover the complete syllabus, like in a downstream, upstream, and in the upstream we have in a different scenarios like PLC, sourcing, and so
Eight to
many.
9 weeks. So every week, 5 to 5.5 hours, I'll take the session. So 8 weeks, I'll take 8 weeks. So if needed, we'll extend one session like that.
So if you to Anand, sorry, who is that one? Who asked the question? Pawan,
Krishna.
right? So answer
Yes.
to you, Pawan. So you see, we have designed the contents in a very precise way. So we are covering the contents, basically all the contents we are covering anyhow. So that we planned in between 45 plus to 50 hours of training going to be based upon the discussions which we are going. So the major agenda here is like we are definitely covering all the contents here. And if there are a lot many discussion queries are there, so those things will may get extend. So the sessions are going to be only on the Saturdays and Sundays because all the participants are working here, okay, working participants. So we don't have any provision to make availability in the weekdays. So Saturday 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Same thing is going to be on Sunday. Okay, the whole week you'll be getting the time for the practice, and the system access will be given to you is 24/7. Anytime you can log in, anytime you can practice it. And that too, if you are having any issues in between that one, you still can connect with our team. Okay, we have a very good team for system access. A different person will be there for recordings and other activities. There will be different people who will be dealing with you for any technical aspects in Ariba, any other things. You can connect to me. Okay, I will be helping you out during the weekdays also. So there will be seamless support is going to be there during whole of your learning. It's not only confined to your during the training, but also post training also we are not going to leave you guys. Okay, so post training also we are going to create a WhatsApp group among all these things. We will be individually focusing on your learnings as well, and we will be helping you out in preparing your resume, how you are going to crack the interviews and all those things. If some of you might have like certain gaps, like in there this Hemaja is there and Yashwant is there, there's some gaps in the this one. So how to do those things, we'll personally connect with you guys, and we'll try to guide you in a much better way with respect to this one. So our intention here is like those who of any one of you are joining this one, you should get 100% benefit. So we are there, we are committed to serve you in a much better way to achieve those goals. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. And Ganesh, you're
Uh,
raising the
yeah.
hand. Yeah, Ganesh.
Yeah, so in this course, are we covering user management?
Ariba Cloud end to end. So there are many managers. So here you can see not only user manager. So we have administration, different type of manager. So integration manager, user manager, supplier manager, event manager. And if I go to core admin, there is different manager, two type of different database. As I said, this is two-tier system. One is test site, another one is production site. So we will not have sandbox, dev, quality, and all. So that's why I said so. In this test system, all this admin activity is the consultant role, and this create activity is our test cases, test area. So how buyer work, how manager approve, and how supplier respond. So this is test area. This is managing the administrative activities and especially templates, controlling the upstream process. And if I talk about downstream, that is one more realm for guided buying. So we will be using that realm only for guided buying. It is looks like Amazon page. Okay, so when you log into guided buying realm, so here you can search your own good, and you can I have shown you that in Excel file. So I mean the landing page logo. So this guided buying realm. So here also some admin activity will be there. So we will work on these admin activities, and then after this, how users are working. So how we define the forms, and what is the form, and how we work, and what is landing page and tiles, and then what are all the policies. So these all I have already documented. So I will discuss with you and I'll show you the presentation. So I want to show you some example. Um, so how
I'm
we
asking. Uh,
yes, all the
uh,
manager activities we work on this. This is what your question, right?
yeah, yeah. Means how the users are created, how the roles and authorizations will be assigned to the
Yes, yes,
users. That we
yes,
are going to cover in this project, right?
yes,
That's
yes.
right. And
So
this class will be on Saturday, Sunday only, in the evening, 7 to 9.
9:30.
7 to 9:30 or 10.
Okay.
So how do we? So there are two methods. Um, Either in Ariba, user can create a data, or administrator can load the data. So how do we load? All the files and file format and step by step guidance will be provided, and all the manager activity. So you just asked how users, user authorizations and user commodities and all, but not only user management, catalog management, and then event management or supplier management. So I've just compiled all. So SM admin task, core admin task. So what are all the manager activity we work? So here you will get it end to end. So site manager, integration manager, and the supplier and customer manager, user manager. So what are all the activity we perform? Add and modify the users, add and modify the user group, add and modify the user organizations, supplier organizations, and import export. Just I said user can be created manually or can be imported, um, bulk of the data. So you will, so not only that particular manager, I was about to say that all the end-to-end task. So here you will get end-to-end content, not only specific. Um, we will be covering here, so you should know something about everything thoroughly, so that you will be able to um, perform in the real-time process.
And
Yes.
the access for the Ariba system, how many days we will get?
It would be for 60 days. Sorry, Ganesh. Yeah.
Okay, and if required
Yashwant, right?
after that one?
Ganesh, right? Huh? You see, like
Yeah,
there'll
Ganesh.
be 60 days of access will be provided. You can initiate the access whenever you want it. Let's say, for example, you already enrolled next week. Just assume like on Monday you have done the enrollment. If you want to start immediately after the enrollment, from that day only you can the account will be start. Otherwise, you feel like some of you will think like, okay, why I need to use? So I'll start from the next week. So I'll hold it for 1 week, and after 1 week only I'll start the access. So from the day when you are starting the access, it will be 60 days. That would be included in the package. Now, after that, if you want to extend the access, that is going to be pay per month basis, a minimal amount which you can discuss with our sales team. So they are going to tell you how much per month access amount is going to be. You can pay and extend your access as long as you want to go ahead. That is on per month basis, usually.
And
Yeah, thank you.
about Venkat, I think you've been also raised your hand. Yeah, Venkat.
Yeah, Manoj. Like, can we expect any real-time support or real-time guidance if we start with?
One second, let me mute Pavan.
Uh,
Pavan, you want to ask something? Hi,
yeah,
Pavan.
yeah, Manoj.
Yes, yes, Venkat. Come again?
Hey, you can go with the call.
No, no,
Like,
you
I'm
just
asking.
asked something, right?
Yeah. I'm asking about can we expect any real-time support for any ongoing project? Like, if we stuck with any issue, so are we
Yeah.
solving or any resolving? So I kind
No,
of
no,
support
Venkat.
real-time
Yeah,
also.
Venkat, to answer your question, there are two folds over here. We also provide project support separately. Okay. And this
Okay.
is a training sessions. Okay. In the training sessions, there will be more other participants as well. Like there will be more 10 to 15 participants going to be part of this training. So if you are discussing your own project, issues over here, so that's not going to be comfortable for anybody else. So for that reason, we are having training is one part, and if somebody wants a support separately, that will be on hourly basis or on monthly basis also. Okay, let's say for example you have certain areas of your project which you feel is going to be very difficult for you. So we are going to have an initial discussion. We'll try to understand what exactly is needed in your project, and we are going to estimate this. Let's say 5 hours of support is needed for you. Then we are going to come up with the feasible solution, which is going to be very much helpful for your ongoing project. So that one on per hour basis, we are going to decide and continue your support accordingly. And you can extend how many hours you want, how that many hours you can extend your support. So the project support would be on hourly basis or on monthly basis also. If you're going for opting for monthly basis, you will be allocated for 20 hours in a month. The 20 hours you can utilize in a month. Okay, so something like this. So project support is different story, and training is a different story here. So here we'll be specifically on the training part only. Yeah, minimum things like just reasonable doubts you can ask, reasonable scenarios you can discuss in this one. In my project, this thing is happening. Can you just use some highlight on this one? So reasonable things we can explain over here, but dedicated project support will not be part of this training. Yeah. Yes, Venkat.
Yeah, got it now, Venkat. Any other questions?
I think Venkat voice is not
Your
available.
voice is not
But anyways,
audible.
yes, yeah, it's fine, no problem. We'll go with Pawan.
Yeah, yes, Anand.
Manoj,
Yeah,
so how this inventory is handling in this Ariba?
sorry.
Inventory management.
There is no inventory management in Ariba. So that is only for S4 side. Inventory management, material requirement planning, material master planning, production planning, quality management. These are all S4
So
side.
okay, means this good receipt and everything it will be happening will be done in the S4 only, right?
No, no. So different scenario, we can perform PR, PO, GR invoice in Ariba. Okay, but the direct material procurement activities, especially
Hmm.
material masters and MRP, and then the scheduling agreement and the subcontracting. These are all S4 side, but S4 will
Hmm,
not
hmm, hmm,
have
hmm.
supplier collaboration. S4 will not have bidding. S4 will not have auctions. So there are both
Hmm.
are powerful procurement tool, but it will have different capability. So if you combine both, you will get end to end. That's how the customers are
Okay.
moving nowadays.
Okay, so basically the GRN also done in Ariba and also even Miro also can be done in the Ariba, right?
It depends. Yeah, it depends. All the possible ways are there.
Okay, okay,
It is
okay,
completely customer requirement, based on the customer requirement.
okay. But it can be done in the Ariba also.
Yeah, for example, whatever you were asking is a direct material activity. So for the direct procurement, we need associated entrepreneurs or the infrastructure or particular marketing or advertising agencies. Okay, and so these are all some indirect procurement commodity or category. For that, it is hard to manage in S4. It is easy to handle in Ariba. So that is the difference. So indirect procurement can be handled in Ariba. Most of the indirect spend management.
Okay,
If it
okay,
is
okay.
contractor staffing, so you will have material group, material type. That is separate area of direct procurement. But indirect procurement, we call them commodity. So that commodities will be whatever I said, these types of commodities. So it will be handled in Ariba. So that is the way customers are using HANA plus Ariba combined to manage their indirect spend and also direct procurement activity.
Hmm.
Right?
Okay, thank.
Yeah, thank you, Pavan. And Anand, you raised your hand. Hey, Anand.
Hi, Manoj.
Yes.
Uh, just uh, just want to understand from market side. I mean, when any opening comes, uh,
Mm-hmm.
basically they ask for end-to-end project knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So during the course, we will we be getting exposure of end-to-end project so that we can we can be relevant as per the market demand.
Mm. So end-to-end project in the sense, so for example, if I'm showing one field customization or one particular requirement, you can consider that you worked on it. So end-to-end project experience is that you have to practice in the system. For example, I am working in Ariba for entire day. So you may be working in another domain, and you can define your one project apart based on your availability. So whatever project content I am giving, you can prepare it and practice accordingly, and you can you will get good confidence to explain things. So we will not get project experience without in projects, but we will get the project content to practice in the system. So how suppliers are
Right.
created and how templates are defined and what are the challenges we will get it. What type of
Hmm.
customizations we can then, how do we troubleshoot some possible or what is known issues and unknown issues and some basics data. So whatever I am working on daily basis, you can take it in part time and you can do one particular flow, only one testing suppliers and one supplier template design. Like that you can go for it.
Okay. So,
In short, I can say, Anand, you'll be get a proper end-to-end simulation kind of things, because you see, working in a project is a different thing. Working in a typical SAP Ariba project with 3 to 4 resources, end-to-end typical Ariba project, it will take 18 months. 18 months
hmm,
with 3 to 4 resources. Okay. So those 3 to 4 resources work for 18 months. We cannot narrow down in 45 or 50 hours of time. Right. But you'll get a proper understanding how an end-to-end project works, and you need to do the practice. Okay. You need to spend good amount of time on the system. Then only you'll get a clarity on this one, how the things will work. Because Manoj sir always say, okay, you see, like if you are listening to the class, because today is just an overview kind of thing, you may or may not have a clear understanding what exactly is going on. But from the next class onwards, we'll be starting in a very systematic way. We'll start with the sourcing part, this one. So you'll think like, oh, this is very easy. I can understand everything very properly. But after a week or two, if you are somebody is asking, then it's going to be totally new for you. So practicing in the system will make you much better resource, I can say.
right, right. So, I mean, the demand, I mean, the opening can be either from upstream side or downstream side. So, by end of this program, we will be in position to take any of the
Multiple openings. Yes, yes,
job
yes.
requirement. Okay,
Multiple job openings. Yeah. I'm not
okay.
saying one job opening, but multiple job openings. Somebody will be asking SLP with sourcing. Someone are
Hmm.
just asking like downstream with guided buying. So every possible job postings you can apply it for. So you'll be capable enough to ready for the interview for them. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Might be this question could be out of context from the program, uh, but from job perspective, uh, I mean, how that could be helpful if someone is having uh, SAP certification uh, in place, and
Yeah, yeah,
how
yeah.
that will have a better,
Got it.
yeah,
Now you see
better
SAP,
recognition.
there are five certifications right now SAP is offering. There are five certifications. You'll be surprised, like this is not a very big tool, but there are five certifications. Like sourcing
Hmm.
one certification, P2P one certification, for commerce automation another certification, and this one CIG technical one. So that is another certification, and we are having contract separate certification. So nobody is going to go for all the certifications. The prominent certifications right now are sourcing and P2P certifications. For example, if you have cleared the certification, it's going to be very easy. 95% of our participants easily can clear the certifications, because we are also providing the certification material and dumps as well. So if you are having the certification, when scanning the resume, there will be an advantage for you, added advantage, but it's not at all mandatory. Sometimes people clear the certification, but they'll not be having knowledge. Okay, just to shortlist your resume, that's going to be helpful for you. That is one thing. And another thing is, like, if your company is trying to place you in on site or any foreign client, so they'll be asking for the certification. So for the billing purpose, they'll be asking the certification. That's it. Apart from that one, you can uh, independently learn Ariba with the documentation, and you can clear the certification theoretically, but you'll not be having the practical knowledge as such if you're going for the certification. So it's having its own way of doing that one. So certification is not at all mandatory. First of all, I want to say, we always
Hmm.
advise just get a job from the company. You can apply for the certification, and you can go ahead with the certification. That's going to be more make sense for the things. Yeah,
Right. Yes. Make the point. Thank you.
Okay.
most welcome.
So at last, I'll just sum it up whatever we discussed. So I have prepared some small presentation. So you will get end to end whatever we discussed in the systematic and all the questions and answers, whatever we discussed all together. So we'll have a small landscape. I mean the small thing, whatever we are going to cover and what it is. So we have done what is Ariba and about this and what are the core modules and how it helps to make a systematic approach and what is the difference between implementation and support process. Okay, so we'll see that. So here, as I said, Ariba is a cloud tool, so completely Internet of Things. So to overcome these challenges in the beginning, I mean in 1990s, so Ariba have been developed very beginning stage. So to make uh, spend in internet. So um, because of these many issues and errors and the challenges, and later Ariba evolved from 1996, and SAP acquired. SAP always acquired the product if it is growing. So what happened? SAP acquired in 2012, and exactly after 10 years, they have made so many developments. So you all aware Ariba, everyone. So you might be telling my relatives said and my company's peoples are working. So I'm working in MM, but I want to upskill Ariba. Other than any other modules, there are more modules, but still why? Because since 2020 above, Ariba is started growing like anything, and customers are approaching. That is the reason SAP is also concentrating. So now you can see this Ariba is something operated as a SAP Ariba, and they were renamed so many terms in Ariba, and it is the one of the largest B2B network in the market. And what are all the core modules we have in Ariba? So we know upstream, high level decision making area, which is suppliers, choosing the right supplier, and sourcing, classic versus guided. So guided is new architecture, classic is old architecture. So this classic sourcing is going to shut down in 2026 probably, and we will mostly use guided sourcing. And then contract management. So these three are in upstream, and then in the downstream we will have a buying and invoicing is a classic user interface, and guided buying is a new user interface. So and after that network. So all the buyers and suppliers to do their trading activity in the business network, and then we have this buyer network and supplier network. So we just see that service.ariba.com, and after that integration, the fuel of this complete process. So using cloud integration, so how CAG works effectively, and I'll just give you high level about how BTP helps also. Okay, so these are all the core modules and core solutions, and we need to know the flow. So we all know supply chain. What is supply chain? In one line, you can say process flow of goods and services. So how these goods and services are moving from one stage to other stage. So how buyers are effectively using Ariba. So for that, how Ariba helps to organize the process. So this is some small example of SLP module and sourcing module integrated with ERP system. So and then contract management. So we all know. So you're sourcing something and you want to have a long-term connection, then buyers will go for the contract creation. So contract is something like next 5 years or next 10 years or next 15 years or evergreen contract. So how do we use Ariba tool to initiate this contract and manage this contract activities and how this contract management tool is integrate to S4 system or buying and invoicing system. Contract is one of the most important module. Like it helps, it it will be integrated to sourcing, and it will be integrated to buying and invoicing, and also it will be integrated to ERP system. Depends on the scenario. Okay, and then P2P. So this is high level P2P flow. So you can see here, one system is from ERP side, and other system is for Ariba buying solution, and the other system is Ariba network. How the data are flowing both horizontal as well as vertical. So we should know this, both the flow, how it is flowing, and what are all the measures and prerequisites which we have to take, and how many personas who are all working for this process just to buy one product and get the invoice from supplier and process the payment, provide the remittance. This is one solution, P2P. So we call them buying and invoicing, procure to pay, or procure to receive, or guided buying, whatever it may be. And this is combination of Ariba Cloud and combination of with ERP, cloud with ERP. So one small flow where I am working in the project. So how PR and then PO and then that same GR activity and invoice reconciliation happens with Ariba network and S4 HANA. So this is something we call supply chain collaboration or commerce automation, and also we call them quote automation. So quote automation will be like this. So one side ERP system, on the other side Ariba network. CAG will help to transfer the documents and data. And after that, network. So we saw that service.ariba.com, where buyers login and suppliers login and doing the trading activity. So these are all individual modules. So how these individual modules are connected in the systematic approach like this. So ERP system or third party system or S4 HANA, and using any integration toolkit or CAG or API based integration or any other third party middleware, and connect to SLP, spend tower, sourcing, procurement, contract, buying and invoicing, and then invoice management with the business network. This is something you need to learn one by one and connect the dots. So, or somewhere you will be learning all together. So, for example, if we are taking one sourcing activity, we will be act as a sourcing buyer. Also, we will be acting as a supplier to test the cases. So we will be give our footprints in all the modules. So you will log in and you will test it. And other than that, we saw this both the tool. On premise is one hand, on demand, on cloud is on another hand. So how these all interconnected using CAG. So those things we will be. So you should know this how the data flow, purely technical area this thing. And other than that, softwares. So you must be worked any one software. If you already worked in any implementation or support project, you must be worked on this any one softwares. Or there are so many softwares in the market. This most frequently used one, ServiceNow, Jira, and Solman Solution Manager. This is SAP Solman. There are other third-party solution managers also available. And other than that, how we work, difference between implementation and the support. So implementation we just discussed with some example of that airport construction or house construction, greenfield, brownfield. But phases will be there. You cannot construct house in a day, or you cannot construct one big project in a day. So there will be proper planning and discussion, design, development, trial and error, and test. Then only you will move to the real place. Until or unless you will work on some outside of the ground. That is not actual ground. The same way, we design, we build, and we integrate, and we test the thing, and we you check the functional unit testing, system integration testing, and we plan, prepare, execute, and then we will finally go for the user acceptance testing. Then we deploy the product in different method. Technically, we deploy, technical go live, and business go live, and after that, we will give a warranty. I mean that you design this process, you should be responsible if anything happen in the real system. That is hypercare support, production support we call them. So what are the inputs? How your test plan? What is your test scenario? And some test cases and test data set. How do you prepare these test cases? And some important key artifacts. How do you execute your test? And where and all you're getting the defect or bug? And how do you approach to troubleshoot those defects? What type of defects we face? um, and how do you approach with SAP to sort it out those type of defects and bugs. This is something we work in the testing area after development. This is something implementation. So it will not take in a day or month. It will take nearly years. So probably a person who will be working on 1 year or 2 year also. Okay. So this one small master plan. So quarter by quarter, week by week, we segregate the task and we move forward from the preparation to the go live. So we will move forward from one phase to other phase week by week. We estimate the week activities. So this is something called the sprint. We call them sprint for 1 2 weeks. So this Scrum team will work on this sprint effort estimation. Effort estimation in the sense, if we can consider to construct one house, it will not take more than 500 hours. Okay, but that is 500 actual working hour. But we need to give some time period to heal. We cannot uh, construct as fast as we can. We need to give healing time period. Set like you cannot coat all three paints at one go. One day you will do one coating for 1 hour, and you will take 1 day rest for that to get it set, and you will go for the another day for next level of coating. The same way applicable here also. You should give some healing time. So we will test it and we will give us some time to get the effect or response from the system or from the reaction. So by considering that, it will take this much time. This is approximate and estimation. Project by project, it will change. It may be done in 1 year, or it may be go for more than a year. So they will start with one wave for EMEA region or AP region, and they will go for another wave for Northern America and Latin America. The wave one will be greenfield, and the wave two will be rollout. So this is how we prepare a master plan, and this is something implementation and support. So what do we work on support? So this is something task. So whenever users or business team face some issues, so IT team, the consultant will be helping in the backend. So any issues, if user is stuck somewhere to move ahead, so we will give a support. If there is some issues, we try to fix and we operate and we improve and we expand the process. Like we will get it kind of incident, small support. It may be urgent resolution we need, or a high, or it may be moderate or low level of. So you can, so depends on these incidents, the consultant teams will work on that level 1, level 2, like that. And then administration, we manage the administration. We always monitor the system, and we keep it is availability, and we always check the performance. If there is any background job is not working, every day we monitor. If something logs been more logs, more errors are there, so we always check in the background. So that is one side we do. And always we check the errors handling and find the follow-ups and resolutions in the interfaces. Then receiving the requests, and additionally problems handling. So we get so many problems. So in case of critical problem which are unknown root cause, then uh, we try to handle that problems, and as soon as if it is taking more time, then we will go for the enhancements. So less than 40 hours effort, we will take it consider as a small enhancement. If it is more than 40 hours of enhancements, we will take it up a small project, kind of project work. So that's all about AMS. And these all things we have already discussed. So I'm just giving a quick compilation. Um, so again, any questions? Any more questions? If no, um, if we don't have any questions, we can good to go. For more questions, you can speak to Ayrat sir or Sana, and you can speak on one and one. And if needed, you can. 1 second, I think somebody raised their hand.
Hi Manoj, Ganesh here.
Yeah, yeah, Ganesh.
Yes, so my question is if there is any customization or the enhancements required from the ARIBA side.
Mm-hmm.
So always we should raise tickets to SAP or if
Um,
we can
we
do it from
actually
our.
in that implementation plan, whatever I said, the customization should be decided. Okay, we always go for some enhancements and process by process. If anything needed, that customizes simple one. Okay, small customization, which is self-service. If that customization fall under self-service scenario, we do it ourselves. But if it is controlled by SAP or some field customization, we will not do it. That to header level. So I mean, we do not have authorization. SAP have to work. SAP engineering team have to work. We have to raise a service request or we have to create a case for the customization, and that is chargeable. That is not for free. So if you're going more than standard field, that is chargeable. Customer have to pay to SAP for the developments. Got it right, Ganesh?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, welcome. Any other questions? Any questions, guys? I think
Yeah. Okay, guys. So if nobody is having the questions, so we can conclude the session for the day. And I request you, be in connect. You just try to connect with Sana. She'll be guiding you for the registration process, and we'll be starting the sessions from the next week onwards. The first session is going to be from the next week Saturday onwards, and that's going to be very much regular sessions. The schedule and all we have discussed already. So the next first session is going to be on the 28th of September. Okay, before that the enrollment process will be there. You can connect with Sana or any one of our business team members. So they'll be helping you for the processes. And if at all you are having any queries relevant with ARIBA or even administrative processes, you can connect to me. I'm just putting my number over here. So this number is both in WhatsApp as well as direct call. So I'm just putting +91 84088 Okay, so this is my number. I'm just bringing my number here for your reference in the chat window. So please connect to me in the weekdays or tomorrow. Anytime you can connect to me between morning 8 a.m. till evening 10 p.m. Indian time. 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. In between this, you can connect to me anytime. I'll be happy to answer your queries if you are having. So thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate your time and patience sitting here. And Manoj sir, I really appreciate your knowledge sharing. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
thank you, Alexa. Yeah, and I think Adni, I am not sure. There is one person in between. I think he's trying to talk. I'm not sure. Um, yes,
Uh,
Ganesh.
Actually, I have some queries regarding the charges of these courses. So,
Yeah, you
I
can
should
you
pay.
can call me after the class. I have my number. You note down my number here in the chat window. You can connect to me, and you can even connect to Sana also if you want it.
Yeah, sure.
ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರು ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾರೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ.
Yeah, Pawan, you are saying something.
ಅದೇ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬಂದು ಕೂತಿರು, ನಿನಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನಾವೇನು ನೀವೇನು ಹೊರಗಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಂದು ಆಫೀಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ.
Sorry, I think he unmuted unknowingly probably.
Yes, yes, yes.
And there is one person who is trying to talk. I'm not sure. Adinei. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. So I'm not sure. So for more
Adinay,
info,
you are having any things to ask, Adinay? You can speak up, no problem.
yeah. Okay. Thank you all.
I think nothing there, Manoj. So we'll just conclude the session for the day. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you all. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.